The Great Con, brought to you by Bidenomics. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, the 12th of May. And of course, markets continue to charge higher on, I don't know, a lack of volume, a lack of interest, but they continue to go higher. And again, as we always warn, you don't fight the tape, but we'll get back into that in our market report. But of course, the greatest con game ever played, the biggest Ponzi scheme created by your president, Joe Biden, your administration, the Democratic Party as it sits now. Both parties are shit. But right now, you've got an imbecile running the country, followed by his merry men of idiots. And as you look, and of course, I think that, we have now seen the new headlines, which President Biden wants to educate blacks on why his Bidenomics is so good. To me, I don't know, that sounds pretty bad. Educate black voters on all ways Biden has put them in a great position. I don't know about you, but I don't think that Joe Biden has done anything worth his shit. I think he has done nothing. Of course, that is why his approval rating is at rock bottom, and why he has done absolutely nothing. I don't know where we come up with what he has done so good, because I don't think he's done anything good. I mean, he's crushed the Gen Zers, okay? He crushed their futures. You know, the little bullshit about the waiving of student debt, that does not help when you're paying so much to live, okay? Because we continue to decline that there is inflation. We continue to talk about the things that they're doing for us. In the meantime, all they've done is turned the United States of America into a potential communist country. I think you should almost have to apologize to Joe McCarthy. Okay, again, this is a serious issue that we're seeing as they continue to try to destroy the American people. They continue to destroy the business of America and the freedom that we had. I mean, I think that, you've got a Federal Reserve that has stepped way out of bounds and is doing more things that are not legal, okay, than they should be. But of course, it's become accepted. The job market is weakening, inflation has picked up, and our growth is slowing. So what do we have? The big S, okay? If anybody of you if you were alive in the 70s, in the stagflationary period, and again, caused by Lyndon Johnson and caused by Richard Nixon, and then followed up through all the way the Carter era, but really put into an acceleration plan by Alan Greenspan, okay? Listen. When we came off the gold standard with all the spending that was going on, that was one of the first major signs of being crushed, okay, and allowing inflation to run wild. But you have a president that continues with this climate change bullshit, which I do not believe in. But again, I'm not telling you shouldn't, but I don't. Okay, but at the end of the day, they now want to quadruple the tariffs on EVs coming from China. Now, again, I'm all for preventing anything from China coming to this country. I think that the United States should stand alone. Okay, we are the most powerful. We are the country that can stand alone. Okay, because all we're missing is some of the rare earth materials, which we could certainly do without. I am not a fan of all this global shit. I am not a fan of being a part of China. And of course, China owns us. China owns Biden for sure. Okay. The money that they pay, the money that they paid his son, the money that they paid his family. But, you have collusion in this country. The Missouri AG accuses Biden, the Department of Justice, of coordinating with Trump prosecutors. Again, when have you ever seen in your lifetime so much abuse handed on to one person, and that one person happens to be the opponent in the upcoming election? I mean, whether you like Donald Trump or not, whether you're a fan or not. Look, we know he's done a lot of bad things in his business back in the days and screwed a lot of contractors and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, when have you ever seen somebody under so much pounding and pressure for 8 years? Okay, because when he from the time he announced his election until now, he has been pounded on every single day. Okay, and of course there is collusion. There's no question about it. The politicians together collude. Okay, they collude to how they're going to fuck the American people. Okay, because we're the ones that get stuck with the bill. We're the ones who get to pay the tab for all the shit that's going on in this country. Okay, so again, the government doesn't make money. The government makes debt. Okay, and we are so far off what the Constitution says and how it is written that is disgusting, and it will create another if this country is going to survive, it's only going to survive through another revolutionary war or civil war, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but we are definitely headed into stagflation. Have you watched the price of oil dropping dramatically? Have you watched the lack of jobs? So what you're going to really have is high interest rates with few jobs and falling prices, which means that everybody is in trouble. Okay, illegal immigrants refuse to leave an encampment in Denver. They have a list of demands. Now, my question to you is, why are the illegals in this country? Okay, you come to this country, you should come in the way you're supposed to, through legal means. So why are the illegals in, and why are we having this discussion of their 13 demands that they need? Now, this just shows you how stupid they are in Denver. Of course, Denver was one of the first states to have to allow full-term abortions. Okay, whether you believe in abortions or not, full-term abortions is murder. Okay, and of course now we have the plan of you go to the hospital emergency room, you got to pay in advance. Now, I'm not against all of that because first of all, I think the medical system is broken down. I think we're seeing a scam, okay, between the insurance companies and between the hospitals. They've classified things to get more money from the government. That it's an entire scam. But I am happy that maybe we can stop the illegals from using the hospitals as their doctors and going through the emergency room for free care. Those are things that I think is something to be talked about and something to be considered. Okay. Again, yes, you need to treat everybody, but you cannot use it as your own private doctor and then not pay your bill. But of course, the scamming of the insurance companies and the scamming of the doctors, this is a problem. Now, I don't know who fucked who first. Okay. Whether it was the doctors that did insurance companies or the insurance companies and the doctors. But once again, we, the taxpayer, we, the premium payer, get screwed. Okay. Now, if you're happy being screwed, hey, who's to tell you? Okay. I can't tell you that Biden's a piece of shit and the worst president ever. He's a racist garbage man. Okay. That's up to you. Okay. But certainly the things that even Hillary Clinton is now talking in. So now we're into the deplorables and the uneducated. But we'll get into that in our commentary a little bit later. And lastly, we talk about, you think that these markets are going to go up forever? We'll talk more in our market report, but there's something going on here. And now the perma bears are starting to turn bullish, which is usually a sign. There is a lot of things to worry about, but we will talk about that in our market commentary. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, May the 12th. We're going to step out here for a break, and we'll be right back with our market commentary. Bubba's Bottom Line, Sunday, May the 12th. What's up, kids? I hope you had a great week. And of course, obviously, we have a couple of sponsors, and our sponsors are brokers on the most part. And again, we have other brokers, again, just to give you full disclosure, but I do recommend these very highly. And one is Capital Trading Group, who does all our letter of direction trading, which is in the futures market, and of course puts our trades in motion for those who don't have time and can't. And of course, check them out at info.capitaltrading.com/Bubba. And then there's TRADIER Brokerage, scrolling on the sides. Listen, $10 a month for your equities, for options, for all you want to trade, saves me over $100,000 a year. Check them out. Okay. Well Charts, which is one of our new partners. Great platform, great education. And of course, one of our new sponsors is Xander Horowitz, my son, from Edward Jones. If you need some financial advice, certainly you can reach out to him. We'd be happy to help you and take a look, check you out. And of course, our high school program, which we're trying to get rebuilt and get ready to go. And it looks like we're picking up some new places. So in the meantime, make sure you check them all out. We'll get back to Bubba's Online and our market commentary right now. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, May the 12th. And of course, as we talked about, markets continue to soar. I think it's interesting. Volume has declined dramatically. I think that you've got an issue here. And again, I'm not predicting, where we're going. Just be clear. I still say that there is a major haircut coming. But in the meantime, we're long. And I don't want you to get confused with what my opinion is versus what I'm trading. And as you know, I disclose my positions every single day. And I also tell you, and I'll always tell you, that at the end of the day, I'm always net long the markets because of my investments. Trading and investing are not things that we correlate together. So I'm hedged, so I'm protected to the downside, but I'm always in the market and I'm always long. Now, from a trading standpoint, I can be long or short. And not from a trading standpoint right now, in the 4 major indices, we are still long all 4. Now, again, as you know, we've gone to a point where we do go flat sometimes during the day. So again, I can't tell you that tomorrow we'll be long everything, but the signal and the trend is up in all 4 major indices. In the dollar, which we no longer trade, again, it's not that we don't trade it because we're worried about the dollar. It's simply a dollar and cents issue of what we have to pay to be able to trade that dollar. So we choose not to, but we would be short dollars right now if we did trade in euro currency. We are long in the bonds and notes. We are long both bonds and notes, which kills me. It's like a jab in my heart because I know interest rates are going higher, and I know these have to turn around. There's people that are telling me there's a 91% chance of a rate cut. Let's put it this way: if there's a rate cut that is coming, it is coming because we are going into a depression. Not because of the reason that they wanted it initially, not the reason that we had this rally. If we get a legitimate rate cut, we are going into a depression. The banks are in trouble, which I do believe the banks are in trouble anyways. They're over leveraged, but that's a story for another day. In the meantime, Bitcoin, we're short. It looks like it wants to check that 60,000 again. Gold and silver, we're long. And platinum, we would be long, but we don't trade it because it's not liquid enough. Copper, we're long. The grain markets were long across the board, which we told you, and I think you now see that grains seem to be working their way higher. And again, I think they're in a very bullish formation right now. Cattle, we don't trade anymore, but I'm short cattle. Goes a little counter against what we talk about, but I think prices are way too high, and I don't think the markets can support them. But we'll see. Hogs, I'm long. And crude oil. We're short, and crude oil continues to get hammered, which again is counterintuitive to what is going on in the world. Natural gas, we're long. It's been pretty choppy, but we're getting closer to the time that we can get a little bit more volatility there. And volatility in the general markets has been virtually non-existent. In the softs, cocoa, we're short. Cotton, we're short. Sugar, we're short. OJ, we're long, and coffee, we're short. So I think, again, the big picture is that the perma bears are now turning bullish. Now, again, I'm not saying it's an immediate signal, but when one of the things that has fueled this market has been too much bearish sentiment. So if there's too much bearish sentiment, that's what keeps the climb of the wall of worry. And again, I don't want you to think that I'm predicting that we're going down tomorrow. Like I said, we're long. So I'm just saying that these things start to add up. The only thing I believe that is holding these markets in bay right now is the rate cut rally, which I think is false. And of course, it's an election year. So typically we don't get, other than '08, any big solace. Now, again, anything can change. Remember, the more the government tells you how good everything is, the more you better worry. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horowitz. We're going to step out here for our final break and come back with, of course, our commentary. Well, kids, again, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel of our partners, our sponsors, but certainly you want to check them out. And remember that I do have other brokers, but Capital Trading Group, terrific. TRADIER brokerage, unbelievable. Wealth Charts, and of course, Edward Jones with my son, Xander Horowitz, and our high school program. Check them out. Again, it costs you nothing, but you might find something that's an opportunity. It might be better for you. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, Todd Bubba Horowitz, and of course, my commentary. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horowitz, and of course, I don't know, I've got a lot of commentary today, but number one is the imbecile talking about that they have to educate blacks on how Bidenomics is helping them. Are you kidding me? With Hillary Clinton and the deplorables again, and about how dangerous that the Republican Party is, or how dangerous Trump is. Again, I can't see anybody who's any more dangerous than who's in the office right now. Now withholding support from Israel. Okay, well, they feed Hamas. Again, you got to wonder, okay, if you're an African American, if you're a Jew, how the fuck could you ever vote for this racist piece of shit that's in the office? That's the only question I have for you. How could you vote for this racist piece of shit that is calling you out, that you need to be educated, that you can't possibly follow the news if you're an African American, and if you're a Jew, we're going to let Hamas take you over, as you've watched from all of these protests that have gone untaken care of. Okay, there's been no law and order there. So you tell me how you could possibly think about putting this bozo back in office once again when he's calling you, when he's a racist pig. Think about that for a minute, okay? And tell me that I'm wrong. I can't wait to get the hate mail from this, because it's all factual. I'm giving you the stuff that is straight out of the news, not off of my opinion, but it certainly warrants being in my commentary. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horowitz. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy. Happy Mother's Day. And we will see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Day Update. Take care, everybody. We'll see you later.